Cards and Cannabis, Season 2, Episode 4. Let's go. What a crazy weekend. A lot went down this weekend. And predominantly it was in the combat sports arena. And that's what's going to lead us in today's review. Today we're going to be reviewing Gelato 41. Bang, bang. And we're going to be talking about all the riffraff that went down in the ring. Why they always used to call it the squared circle. I never knew what that meant. I think I got that from Hulk Hogan. Ooh, yeah, brother, we're going to be in the squared circle. Maybe that was Macho Man. I don't know. But cage, octagon, squared ring, it was all popping off this weekend. And I'll tell you what, a lot of people are overlooking the undercard on the Friday night Mike Tyson fight. And that's who we're going to be reviewing today. This is Iron Mike Tyson. And let me tell you something, gang. Matter of fact, we're going to start with Mike. Because what that man accomplished, you may look at it as a defeat. You got to understand something. That kid has close to 30 odd number of years younger than Iron Mike. And for him to even get in the shape, to get in the ring with someone who's been competing against athletes. I mean, you call it what it was. I mean, he fought Mike Perry. Mike Perry is no joke. Go BKFC and go watch some of this dude's stuff. The kid's a scrapper, and he don't like to lose. And then you got him in the ring with Anderson Silva. That's a GOAT. You got to understand, in the world of MMA, Anderson Silva is potentially on Mount Rushmore. I mean, there's a lot of great fighters over the years, but it was hard to deny. Like, when Chris Weidman knocked out Anderson Silva, go back and watch that fight. I think Anderson Silva legitimately had as many title defenses as Chris Weidman had total fights. I mean, you saw him. He was out there doing everything they tell you not to do. Don't stick your chin out there. Keep your head down. Keep your distance, right? You know, Anderson Silva was sticking his chin out, mocking him, and he got caught. And then from that point forward, and listen, it's just something that happens in combat sports, but you hear somebody that they don't have a chin. It didn't seem like Anderson had as many W's post Chris Weidman's first fight. And then obviously the leg break came in the other one. And that was just, I mean, you want to talk about an injury that you wish on nobody in sports. I think that's one of them. And ironically, the same thing came around and happened to Chris Weidman later on in his career. So it's like what Mike did to get himself in a position where at his age he got sanctioned. Listen, the sanctioning bodies, they let stuff go, some of the stuff slide, whatever. But in Mike's situation, you could say there may have been special exemption, but remember, Mike has not always had a clean record with the gaming commissions. Like, Mike went through a bunch of hoopla back in the day, and at one point he was the golden child, and then he was the blemish. And then he came back around, he got good graces, came in, and then he faded out. So you don't know, like, you hear the story of Pete Rose. The guy statistically is arguably in the top 5 greatest baseball players ever, and he's not in the Hall of Fame. You say, why? Because he irritated some people for what he did so bad, they made it a point that to the day, his last day here on Earth, they made sure he was denied entrance into the Hall of Fame. One of my friend's dads, I'll just give you his stats. You can find them out. First Cy Young award-winning relief pitcher in Major League Baseball history. 3 World Series rings and a full multi-decade career. And it's like he's not in the Hall of Fame. You say, how could somebody who achieved those accolades get denied? Well, there's somebody who's on the voting list that has a hard on to make sure that this individual does not get the proper recognition that they deserve. I've been following Mike Tyson his entire life. I remember when I was a kid, my dad used to get pay-per-view. This is old school pay-per-view. So, like, it was a big deal. And I can remember watching all these knockouts, and this dude was just, there was something about him. And I remember my dad, the one night, goes, Dad, we getting the fight tonight? Nah, we're not getting the fight. Why not? Oh, man, I'm tired of paying all this money to watch this guy fight for 30 seconds. Who was that fight? Buster Douglas. We all know what happened there. Mike's consecutive knockout streak ended, and that's when the transition in his career took place. But needless to say, you want to talk about someone whose life here in the United States, across the world, global recognition. It's ironic. If you were in the 80s as a performer and your name was Mike, you're a legend. Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson. I mean, those three dudes right there changed history, period. That's the era of the Mikes. The 80s, the era of the Mikes. This weekend, in my mind, from a combat sports enthusiast, Mike Tyson won. He walked out of the ring, didn't get knocked out. He went all 8 rounds, even though they were running 2-minute rounds. Second, he took absolutely no damage to his face. I don't know if the body shots got him. He did take a couple good jabs. Paul, I think, caught him once or twice. I don't know how they were CompuBox numbers with power punches and this, that, and the fourth. But needless to say, Mike walked out of that ring on his own 2 feet. Mike did not get knocked down. There's a question on whether he got wobbled or stumbled. And to be honest, those first 2 rounds, you had to score them in favor of Mike. So from a standpoint of a 58-year-old man making it through a full training camp, coming up to a stomach ulcer, then coming back and finishing the camp, getting in the ring, walked out to the ring, didn't get driven out, right, in a El Dorado deuce and a quarter, you know, and came out this time with no entourage. I mean, true warrior style. And to be honest, to Jake Paul, I appreciate at the end showing reverence and respect. That to me means more than anything, because real rap, you can't deny the fact, and Jake Paul can't deny the fact that for a brief minute in those first few rounds, he was like, maybe I got myself into something that I shouldn't have. But this card here is an actual reprint. And I actually have the original over there. Maybe we'll bring it up. But this one is actually autographed by Mike. It is PSA DNA certified. And there's no grade. It would definitely score a 10 on the auto. Actually, possibly a 9, maybe a 10, because it's got a nice smooth line, but you can see sometimes they're really particular on the ink and making sure it's a smooth signature. And this one's got a small gap right at the end of the T that he signs. Mike Tyson's autograph is very easy to recognize if he did it. Make sure, though, when you guys are going into autographs, listen, it's worth it to pay the extra money to get the one that's been authenticated. My favorite authenticators are PSA, JSA, and Beckett. There's a couple others out there that I will consider, but preferably those top 3, those are my go-tos to make sure, because I love autographs. I go for, I don't know why it is, I go for autographs, and I love them. So this is a reprint of I believe the 1986 USA card. I believe 85 Mike fought in the Olympics, or 84, I apologize. I had the date, 84 would have been correct, because the 1980 Olympics were here in Los Angeles, Summer Olympics, and they box in the summer. So Iron Mike didn't disappoint. And here's the deal. Everybody got their value if you watched the 2 fights before Mike got in the ring. If you wanted to see 2 excellent potential candidates for fight of the year, whoever they were on the undercard, oh my goodness. Because my friend at the gym was like, you watch it? Yeah, I'm going to go. It's got an undercard. I said, man, you ain't going to want to watch the undercard. We just want to see that last fight. And boy, was I wrong. I got to admit my wrongs. But those 2 girls, that one girl, the girl with the dark hair, kudos to her, man. Her eye, they should have stopped that fight. In my mind, I can't believe that they allowed that fight to continue with the damage she took from the headbutt. And that woman stayed in there 4 rounds with a gaping wound over her eye and traded punches with that other. And the other girl, man, she was in there too. I mean, these girls set records with punches landed. It had to be. And both of them had severe damage. The 2 dudes that fought before, same thing. I mean, it was like if you just looked at both guys, you would have called it a draw. I think they did call it a draw because those two dudes just demolished each other. And man, kudos to those two warriors that got in the ring. And we was puffing a lot of the gelato. This is a great bud. I pulled it up here on Leafly. Oh, you can even see we got a little focus in there today. Must be doing something right. What a good looking bud. They all got big buds. What a beautiful smell. Aromatic. Satisfied. It says here Gelato 41, aka G41, aka G, hashtag 41. It's a hybrid, and it has 21% THC and 1% CBG, which we know we are now looking at that statistic to be somewhere around 1 to 1.25, right? Highlights are strand's going to leave you feeling relaxed, aroused, hey, tingly, okay, negatives, there's some there, dry mouth, maybe a little anxious. It's ironic because it says then it helps with anxiety, stress, and depression. Slightly below the 50 percentile on the calming sides, which leads me to believe it's leaning more towards the indica. And it's leaning above 50%, more towards 75% in its level of THC. And there's a whole breakdown here about Gelato 41. I highly recommend checking that out and getting the data on that. Product smokes really good. We also been working and experimenting with some of these disposable carts now that are carrying the oil in it. And this one, I believe, has the G41 strand in it. Tasty. And smooth. No burning on the back of the throat. Amazing. And that's another product that we've been checking out. Always got to remember, when they say that sometimes the negative aspect of the strand is anxiety or you wigging out thinking you tripping, CBD, gang. This is full spectrum, 400 milligram topical application CBD cream. This product comes from Excess. You can find that at efit.space. Efit.space. If you go in the search bar and type in CBD, they have a bunch of different products. I actually like this because topically I'll apply it to the back of the neck if I have a migraine, to the temples if I have a migraine. I don't put it in my T-zone for all you ladies out there that know about that. They have a tincture that's better fitted for around the areas where you don't want to get clogged pores. This is also great for joints, any type of soreness or anything you've got after the gym. It does have a little bit of menthol in there, and everybody knows that that's a good thing because the menthol helps open the pores to get the product in. It's the only CBD on the market that's not tested on animals that I've found to date, so check them out. And then also at KatieBell.fit, got to check her out. You got the Excess pre-workout. This stuff's amazing. I've been taking this before the gym. It's got all the goodness in it. It's got reduced caffeine, and it's got a good amino acid sequence in it, so you get your pre-workout and your during the workout aminos. That's a great product. And you know we always got Perfect Blast. And the Perfect Blast 200 milligrams are back. I heard they got eggnog for the holidays, apple cider by the gallons, 1,000 milligram gallons. Still comes out to be 0.03% by volume. It's an amazing product. That product can be either ordered. You can check them out on Instagram at Perfect Blast or at JHR Enterprise. And yeah, just a lot of cool stuff going on. So hopefully we're going to get to see some other big fights. Maybe we'll talk about John Bones Jones. I mean, man, Bones look really good moving up to heavyweight. And you got this guy, Tom Aspinall, over there. That's going to be one showdown at the OK Corral. I could tell you that. This kid's a gamer. But needless to say, man, Bones Jones, he's on Mount Rushmore too. He's up there. So, a lot of good stuff in the pipeline as we come up to this holiday season, gang. It's always good to touch base with you. I can't wait to the next episode. We got more. We had card shows local this weekend, and we got to shout them out. And we got a lot of stuff coming up here over the next couple months that is going to be great to cover and discuss. So we'll see y'all. Peace.